And welcome back. Our time right now is 8:22, and of course we're coming to you live from Victory Park in downtown Dallas this morning. A little bit of She Works Hard for the Money by Donna Summer helps us set up this next story. More women, specifically African American women, are becoming entrepreneurs. We want you to check out these numbers. The number of businesses owned by African American women is up 322% in less than 20 years. And that's compared with 40% growth in the number of businesses owned by women who are not minorities. And joining me this morning is Giselle Phelps. She's an entrepreneur herself. And what are some of the challenges that women face in starting their own businesses? I know you did it in, I guess, 2 years that you've been your own boss for now?
I've been my own boss for 3 years, now.
Okay.
Yeah. So thanks for having me, Carla. This is a super exciting topic for me. But I think before we talk about some of the challenges they face, I think it's really important to note that women and minority women especially are actually creating their own businesses in response to some of the challenges they may have faced in the workplace. So, you know, lack of fair pay, lack of fair promotion, lack of diversity, lack of family-friendly policies. These are all reasons where women and minority women especially will start to look for other opportunities outside of corporate America or outside of the mainstream. But, you know, to answer your question, some of the key challenges that women entrepreneurs and minority women entrepreneurs face is expanding our reach. So you really have to develop business relationships outside of your community or outside of your circle. You know, I'm a Black woman, but that doesn't mean I can only do business with Black women. So, you know, whether it's clients, vendors, or advisors, you really need to make sure that you have those business relationships from a variety of demographics across the spectrum, or else you're really just going to limit the growth of your business.
And you kind of touched on this a little bit. A lot of this rise, specifically with African American women, is really kind of creating their own solution to a lot of the problems that they face in, you know, working for someone else or just in corporate America, for example. So why do you think, though, that Black women seem to have been so successful at doing this? I mean, 322%, that's a huge number, and in 20 years.
No, that's so exciting, right? So the excitement is not just in the fact that we're creating businesses, but in the fact that they're thriving, right? And I think a lot of that is because our influence is growing. You know, Black women are an extremely well-educated part of the population. So we've become more organized, more mobilized. I also think that entrepreneurship really requires a great ability to adjust, reassess, recalibrate. You know, I've been in business for myself for 3 years now, and my business evolves on a weekly basis because I'm constantly learning how to do things more efficiently, more profitably. You know, I always say entrepreneurship is not for somebody who craves predictability, you know, and I think that historically Black women, we have a great ability to readjust, to make the best of circumstances. So I think that's part of why we're doing so well with our businesses. And I also think that millennial women especially come out of college looking at entrepreneurship.
They want more flexibility than the traditional workers.
Exactly. So they look at entrepreneurship as a career path. So they're not necessarily graduating from college thinking I need to get a job with a company. They're thinking, what can I create for myself?
And one more thing, I know we have a lot of moms that are in our audience, and school starts Monday, and for a lot of these women, one of the things is having that opportunity to do something that affords them more time to spend with their children. And, you know, just real quickly, some advice for maybe some of those moms that are sitting there, what do I need to do to get started?
Yeah, well, network. I always, you know, I have people asking me all the time. My business works with women and minorities, help them tell their stories. And I always say you have to network. So you can't really become an entrepreneur if you don't want to be out there shaking hands and kissing babies, right? It's
kind of like being a politician.
You know, really, that's what's required. So you have to get out of your community, out of your subdivision.
You got to form those relationships.
You have to form those relationships. So get out there, get out of your comfort zone, because that's where you're going to learn, you know, talking to other entrepreneurs, what they've done well, what they've done wrong. That's where you're going to really get those skills and be able to hone them in for yourself.
Great. Thank you so much, Giselle Phelps, for being here this morning. She gave us some great advice for all of you budding entrepreneurs out there, male or female.